We're live, pal. Let's get a look at that. I'd like to think at this point with this here show, it's just considered the first 1 to 5 minutes of us being live is just not part of it. It's like an exclusive if you're behind the scenes with us. Yeah.
I look like I'm actually about to punch you there. It was not what I was going for.
All right. Well, looks as if.
There we go.
Can you put that? Can you memorize that when we go to the Google? I'm off. My head's not there.
Only when you lean back.
Yeah, I just need just be casual,
Eric is showing this and says woo.
Woo, yes, woo indeed.
Woo-hoo.
Woo-hoo.
Look at that, now we're tiny. Your head's going. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So this is behind the scenes for the people, to enjoy whenever they actually watch us live. Hello, yeah. This is why we will never be as good as the others.
Well,
But this is so much more fun.
I mean, there's literally two of us. There's more of us that show. There's behind the scenes guys.
Oh yeah.
All the good stuff.
I'm gone.
They're monetized.
I'm gone again.
Well, you just stop that now.
Let's do a little flame. How's that look? The best!
That's
all right, well, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us in this week's edition of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, and I am joined once again by Jedi Jason Kruger.
Hello.
What a week!
Indeed.
I think we were due for a week like this. With the last week, should be like, oh, this is good, check it out, but not really much talk. Oh! To quote Hank McCoy, oh my stars and garters, there is a lot to talk about.
It's kind of like a few weeks ago with Crown Jewel. It's like, what? And now it's kind of like, what again, except in a different way.
Except in a more fun, positive.
Yeah,
I'm not wanting to just rage.
Right.
Kind of way.
You don't have to turn your volume down this week, probably.
I have a loud voice, so you might want to. Headphone listeners, just be advised.
What?
Exactly. If you've never seen this before, this is the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. Jedi and myself have been, watching wrestling together for. Let me do the intro. Jedi and myself have been watching pro wrestling together for damn near 15 years. We've always loved talking about pro wrestling. We've always liked talking about wrestling with other wrestling fans. We love wrestling. We love sharing our love with you, the fans. However, we're not insiders. We're just fans of the wrestling business. We try not to use insider terms because we're not in the wrestling business. Our opinions are just as valid as yours because at the end of the day, we're not experts. We're not in the business. We are just two marks. And
gotta be. We're still watching.
Woo! Now we'll get to these here.
What we got?
No, you know what? Go to War Games. I would definitely go to War Games. It looks like a good show.
Oh, yeah. If I had to change.
Where do you want to... I mean, there is a lot to talk about, and then we're going to talk about...
$26. Holy.
That's a hell of a deal.
Shoot.
Probably should cover up this logo because we're not sponsored, but...
Okay,
yeah. Hey, I say sue me for what, but this is a beautiful wall that they could take from me.
Yeah, that's what they want.
But, hey, they might. They're asshole people in the world. Anyway, Dean Ambrose, hell of an interview on Monday Night Raw. Becky Lynch is, without question, the best thing in the WWE. And is the Yes Movement over? Well, in a way it is. Survivor Series has been put into a tailspin, and we're also going to be, giving our predictions for Survivor Series, which has... totally been changed up. At least one big match that I thought would have the most discussion about it, but that match ain't even happening anymore.
Right, the one everybody cared about.
Well, but now it's going to another one that we all care
about. Actually, both of the matches that I was interested in seeing got changed on me.
Well, yeah, the one that really everybody cared about's gone. I was thinking in terms of, well, we'll get to that. First, wow, I think this is probably the most Jon Moxley I've seen Dean Ambrose in the WWE. Holy shit, what an awesome interview on Raw.
He got an actual different location for his.
I was just, really, if you haven't seen him as Jon Moxley,
I have not.
Go search that on YouTube.
I need to. I've heard you say this, and I've just kind of made an image in my head, but I need to go actually.
Oh, it's disturbing, like how real it gets. But
My wife's trying to send me gifts.
Oh. you and that family of yours.
Right.
But this was so well done. It felt real. It felt personal.
Yeah.
And then with the way it ended, like, I usually wouldn't think something like that would bother me. It didn't, like, I don't want to say it bothered me per se, but, like, I didn't think that action would really get to me, and boy, it kind of, like, got me going, whoa, like, it was shocking. It's just amazing.
Oh, burning
the shield
burning
vest.
the shield vest.
Especially after, yeah. No, I mean, thank you for the comment, Daniel. Yeah, we'll definitely be getting to that a little bit later on in the show. Right now with Ambrose, like, that was just... This is what Dean Ambrose, in my opinion, has been missing his entire run, and it was... We finally kind of saw it.
Right.
Maybe not to the... Well, I mean, we're not going to get to the level he was on the Independence, but...
Everything's watered down in WWE. But,
right.
I mean,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, you know what? Like, we'll just start talking about that. Daniel Bryan's the WWE champion now. He took on a completely villainous turn on AJ Styles and took away a match that I was really thinking. I was thinking, not only I was going to pick AJ to beat Lesnar this week, during our predictions, but
I wasn't going to pick that, but I was going to hold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Lesnar, AJ was like the one guy that Lesnar liked working with, and I could, if they could ever talk to Brock and go, hey,
that was a hell of a
you got one, like, hey, last year you got him, can you let him get this one? I could see that one happening, but
but when they actually,
right,
addressing that, when they actually decided to go ahead and turn in full villain, I mean,
it's still really shocking because it's just...
The timing made it shocking.
Mm-hmm. I mean, anybody...
Whether you agree or disagree with doing it like that.
Right.
But,
and anybody could tell you, it's like, I mean, if you watched him in Ring of Honor, and this is kind of what I'm hoping for, is... maybe Eric.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
No, hopefully not. But like when he first went villain after winning the ROH World Title, like he started out heroic when he won the ROH World Title, and then he slowly started having some more villainous tendencies. But it depended on who he wrestled. Depended on what role he was in. When he was wrestling Chris Hero in the midst of the the CZW invasion, he was heroic when he was wrestling a villainous Jay Lethal at the time. He played the hero, but yet whenever he was wrestling guys like Alex Shelley and Jimmy Ray, who were with Prince Nana, he was the hero. Yet when he'd go around and wrestle Austin Aries or Christopher Daniels or AJ Styles, ironically, he'd be the villain, and then eventually he just kind of went full-on villain, especially towards the latter part of it. But I'm kind of wondering if you'll kind of have kind of this shade of gray Brian with this turn of his. When he's fighting AJ, he's obviously the villain. But whenever he's with, this Sunday against Brock, you think he's going to get booed? Who knows?
Right.
If he's wrestling The Miz again, I feel like they have the opportunity to do something very, very different, and they have the right talent to do that with. At the same time, it's the WWE, and while I'm definitely not, they do not deserve to be shit on after this week. Maybe we should approach with some caution, though.
Yeah.
For lack of a better way to
Got
put it.
another
Won't be a score.
prediction, I guess, that came with there. I disagree.
Yeah, I could. Well, stay tuned. We'll get to our Survivor Series predictions at the closer to the end of the show here. Bryan Miz, well, I don't think that'll happen. But we'll get to that in Survivor Series. We'll get to that in Survivor Series.
We'll see where they go with that. I don't know.
But yeah, it was a shot. Like, I honestly didn't expect, all that. It was a nice throwback to, like, it's cliche to say, but it was a nice throwback to the Attitude Era where don't miss it, anything can happen. I get home from work and I'm thinking, I'm getting ready to scroll through results on, the website, like, what happened when I'm on the Go Home SmackDown, and I'll watch it tomorrow morning when it's on Hulu, and then we'll base the show around there. And I'm like, and Daniel Bryan, whoa, and then after whoa, I'm like, well, poo on me for spoiling it for myself.
Right.
But,
right. Well, that's all I do is watch the review shows most weeks. So, of course, the headline told me all I needed to know. Well, not all I needed to know, but I mean, it gave away the...
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's very, very shocking that he would do this. And, and he's kind of... The other layer to this is he's kind of aligned with Shane McMahon, who, while Shane wasn't a part of the Authority, everything that made Bryan the hero that he is to the masses that we know him as, I don't know if they'll touch on that, but he kind of betrayed that. He retired and was forced to become the system, which, he did it in a fair, nice way.
Right.
But now he's joining the system, and it's like, what the... It's almost, and this is kind of maybe overstating it and being a little too hyped up on it, it's kind of like the modern day when Austin shook Vince McMahon's hand. It's kind of like, well, not bad, but it's like, it's a whole new layer to a story that had not been previously explored with that character. So, okay. Yeah, we're just checking. We're just being unprofessional as usual. It's all good. All good.
Yeah, you're supposed to keep talking while I do all that so they don't notice them. And if I wasn't tired, maybe I'd have the timing to actually.
Yeah, we're both tired. That's why I'm drinking.
I keep zoning in and out. I'm not sure I heard half of what you say.
Well, we just had a big snowstorm, and I was up late driving last night. You had to wake up early to drive to real jobs, but yeah. I don't know where they're going to go with this. I don't know. I think that's what has me the most excited is he could be a shade of gray, He could go, just full-on villain. There's the layers to being a villain, whether it's personal with AJ, personal with how maybe his run after the return has not been so good.
Daniel says Brie got to him, turned him to the dark side.
Right. Look, you mentioned Shawn. That could not be a nice plot point for a WrestleMania match. Is what happened to you? You used to.
Oh yeah.
You used to be the one that rebelled against all this. You used to be a good man, and a good man is what, got you a win in the main event of WrestleMania. What is it now? And then he'll be like, who are you to tell me what a good man is? You reneged on your retirement for a payday. And
I'm down with Daniel Bryan versus Shawn Michaels
to-
at WrestleMania.
yeah,
I'm down with that.
all day, every day, and twice on WrestleMania Sunday. Absolutely. It could go on that level. It could. There's so many things that can be done with a villainous Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah.
Because we do not know. We've seen villain Daniel Bryan before, but never
Not
with
WWE.
like a rebel. Well, in WWE, like
Oh yeah. Sorry.
but never with like.
I remember I was on hiatus at that point.
Never with like a movement behind him.
Right.
So there's that energy drink coming back up again, but. Yeah, it's very, very interesting.
I'm just nostalgic for I have till 5 referee.
If he pulls that out this Sunday, I'm going to probably jump out of my chair.
Right.
So we're jumping around. Time to talk about simultaneously the greatest and most heartbreaking thing from this week in wrestling. Becky Lynch and her Raw invasion was pretty awesome.
Yeah, she was pretty cool with the blood all over her face.
Unfortunately, as badass as it made Becky look, and if you've been watching the show, you've been hearing me sing the praise of how great Becky Lynch is, and I think there's no question anymore she is the best thing in the WWE right now. Unfortunately, the rumor and innuendo, as our friend Conrad Thompson might say, says that Nia Jax was the one that hit her in the face and caused a concussion, and unfortunately she is out, and not from a storyline reason, but she is out for that big match against Ronda Rousey this
Well, it's not just
Sunday.
a rumor and innuendo that she did get punched in the face. I mean, WWE themselves played it on SmackDown
Right.
in slow motion to make sure you saw it looked painful.
It's just,
yeah.
It sucks for Becky, but it could be a blessing in disguise because this match with the hype does not need to be on a pay-per-view, which I know Survivor Series is one of the biggest, one of the big 4 pay-per-views.
There was no time to promote it because of Crown Jewel. They had 2 weeks, two
whole weeks to promote it. This match is WrestleMania worthy, and it's WrestleMania main event worthy.
All because thanks to Becky's ability.
Yes,
to
because
promote.
Becky is fucking awesome.
I mean, Ronda got to play off what Becky said, basically.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and we just. It's unfortunate that isn't
I
happening
have
now.
way too much faith in WWE wanting to protect people.
Yeah, that could be true, Daniel.
You have way too much faith if you think that's going to happen in all those, though.
No,
I wrote the 50-50.
CCW not good. I'm not gonna shit on Nia. I like Nia. I like her role. I like what she means a lot to a lot of people, and there's a lot of respect there. But for me personally, it's not. I don't want to knock her. It's just she's not on someone like Becky's level as far as talent, and that ain't me trying to knock Nia. She had a real good moment at WrestleMania, and a real WrestleMania-worthy moment last year, but it's just kind of...
That doesn't mean that she isn't one of the more green people on the roster. I mean, she is. No, she's not.
No, she's not.
I will say, if they're still going, which in storyline right now they are at least, if they're still going with her facing Rousey next for the championship, now she can be like, oh, I broke Becky Lynch's face. I'm tough. I can fight too.
Save this match for WrestleMania. I would get,
with Becky. Yeah,
with Becky,
with Nia.
I'm thinking if you want to put, my armchair, we're making some fan fiction, some wrestling fan fiction here.
Becky should win the Royal Rumble.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say you get that belt off Rousey in a cheap manner, triple threat match. Rousey doesn't get pinned.
Right.
Stephanie don't like Ronda. Hey, you got to go through the Royal Rumble. Okay. Are you going to challenge Sasha Bailey, Nia, Natty, Alexa? No, I'm going after Becky Lynch. Boom, story writes itself. Which could also go into. Well, we'll get to that in Survivor Series predictions.
I mean, to address the Drew thing, he's getting there. Be patient. They finally.
I'm thinking.
They're actually taking their time with him,
Mm-hmm.
which, ironically enough, one of the few they probably don't need to take their time with.
I'm thinking we did this a few months back, but I'm thinking we need to like revisit our
Fantasy WrestleMania.
Yeah, now that we see some things starting to take shape, maybe a little bit before.
Holidays are coming up.
If you guys want to see us do that, let us know. Like maybe a little closer to.
Hello, Ray.
Hey Ray, what's going on? It's you.
Yeah.
Close. Like maybe not quite like. Maybe December we'll do something like that. Maybe holiday weekend. Maybe we'll do it next week. Who knows? Just let us know if you want to see something like that. You're at work. I got off work early to do this, and I'm still very tired. Give me.
Bold predictions.
That's bold. That's bold, Daniel. I don't know. We'll see. But
Like anybody.
yeah, it's a really, really strong week. Those are the only things that I remember about, and I've watched both shows. Yeah. Those are the only things I remember. If there's something I'm missing, I feel terrible, but that's just how impactful those three things were to me.
I watched
that the rest of the card, again, not sliding the other segments of the talent, was just rendered moot to me.
Oh, I will address just for the fact that it's one of those dumb logic loopholes that you just like go, what? On Raw, Alexa just casually announced her team, mostly her evil besties. And then she's like, and Natalya, and Ruby. And it's like, Natalya and Ruby? Oh, okay.
They're not going to get along.
Like, okay, Alexa, sure. I know you're still suffering from concussions. Okay.
Oh.
It's like...
How terrible.
I mean, but for real, like, why? Why would you do this? If you can't, I'm going to put people who hate each other on this team.
So get some more fame.
I mean, at least with Strowman, they've ensured his loyalty because he's going to get stuff out of it if he... Stephanie negotiated with the monster. Now, Braun, you play nice, and you can get what you want.
Yeah? So you ready for to get that their piece of paper out?
The piece of paper. Let me just pull it up real quick.
You have
I
to
totally left that in the other room.
Oh, that's great.
Yes,
that's great.
But thankfully, I have
so I'm just gonna take another swig of the geek terade here.
Geek terade, indeed. All right, we'll just do this thing with the Wikipedia. Why not? So we have a championship match, believe it or not. 205 Live didn't want to be left out, so Cruiserweight Championship.
How much you want to bet it goes to the pre-show?
Yeah, probably. Buddy Murphy, the champion, versus the challenger Mustafa Ali.
Buddy Murphy.
I mean,
he just won it.
Yeah, exactly. Like what? 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago? A month ago?
Yeah.
If that. So that was easy. All right, the really weird 5-on-5 Survivor Series tag team elimination match, and I mean tag team elimination match. 5 Raw teams and 5 SmackDown tag teams, for a total of way too many people standing on the apron. Team Raw, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, the Revival.
Chris Gable.
The Revival.
Shout out to the rest of Talk, folks.
The B Team, Lucha House Party, and the Ascension. And yeah, they have no idea who of the Lucha House Party. We assume 2 out of 3 with one standing on the floor going, "Go team, go!"
It says Khalees. Oh no, it just says.
Yeah, it just says Andor because they have no idea. Even worse, on the SmackDown team, there's 3 3-man stables that are versus Team SmackDown: the Usos, the New Day, Sanity, Gallows and Anderson, and the Colognes. Yes, the Colognes.
This is every tag team.
Literally
Wait
every
a minute. Is the Revival in that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Literally every tag team.
Yeah.
Minus
every
the
tag
champions who are facing each other. So, literally every tag team.
Well, there are 2 things that come.
I mean, minus the Bludgeon Brothers, but what's his name's injured.
This is the big thing that comes to mind when I see all that on paper. There's absolutely no excuse for the tag team wrestling on both Raw and SmackDown to be better than it is. Are some of those tag teams a little more thrown together? Yeah. Yes. Did you say
Yes.
Heath Slater and Rhino? Are they on the?
Nope.
They're the only team left out.
Maybe they'd have been included, but Bludgeon Brothers are injured, so.
But
instead they brought Lucha House Party from 205 Live because who wants to see Heath Slater and Rhino? That's not nice. I mean,
I want to see Heath Slater and Rhino.
we like gores, and he has kids, man. I mean,
yes, but
I relate to that.
For like,
That's my gimmick.
That is his gimmick because it's a shoot, bro.
Yeah. So,
but
Raw or SmackDown?
they're back to what I was saying. You see all those teams
This
listed.
should be the pre-show.
There's depth to both brands' tag divisions.
There are. There's.
I'm not saying it's going to be as good. Like, again, not slighting the talent. Like, it isn't going to be like the year 2000 when you got the Dudleys, when you got Edge and Christian, when you got the Hardys, when you got Too Cool, when you got all you got New Age Outlaws.
Argumentatively, it could be if they cared.
It could be if they cared, but just you have a lot of. You look at those teams and you're kind of like everybody but Too Cool are Hall of Fame bound, worthy or bound, and even then, I'd still say like fuck if you're gonna put Rikishi in there, Too Cool could be Hall of Fame worthy too.
So.
If Coco Beware is in the Hall of Fame, then Too Cool could definitely be in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuse for the tag division to not be what it is. So, SmackDown.
Sorry, I tuned out for a minute.
Yeah, we were kind of. Sandy's a shit show because it hasn't been written to be anything but a shit show on the main roster. You saw Sandy on NXT; they're fucking amazing. It all has to do, back to my analogy, you could have the greatest football team of all time, but if the coach doesn't know what football is, then the team ain't going to win. And that's the case with a lot of these NXT call-ups.
I don't foresee Enzo ever coming back to the
I don't care. And this is a guy who used to be an Enzo and Cass fan. I don't care if they ever come back.
What do you mean? I never was. So.
They quoted Hey Arnold once in an interview on NXT, and like anybody that can talk about Hey Arnold on. But I'm gonna go Team Raw on this because just for the sake of just being different, they're probably gonna go like nothing. WWE always does something illogical and shit like this, and I feel like they're gonna do something illogical and. In this case,
I gotta go with Team SmackDown because honestly, the Usos and the New Day are the only two tag teams that I could name without concentrating.
The Revival, but yeah, they
I didn't watch enough NXT.
They've messed them up so badly. Yeah,
well, that's what I mean. The only two who've gotten any screen time are those two.
Yeah,
and
the Bludgeon Brothers, they're hurt. So
yeah, so
I
go with SmackDown.
I think since we're SmackDown, I'm gonna like this is kind of.
I get it.
You decide to put all your chips on 00 and hope it I hope it goes to the right one. That's kind of what I'm thinking with this.
So, keeping in with themes of tag teams, AOP, the Raw Tag Team Champions, versus The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, SmackDown Tag Team Champions, likely with Big Show at ringside.
This is going to be a good match, I think.
I agree. I agree.
I feel like you've got a lot of good... AOP finally starting to maybe get their NXT swagger back.
This is one of those where they're both technically villains, but nobody cares because they're just going to go out there and knock the crap out of each other. They're all... I feel like more
giants. I feel like more people may be behind the Bar in this one.
I would think so, just because they've had so much time to establish themselves and get that respect for the main roster audience. Whereas AOP is still kind of, but this could be their shining moment on the main roster.
This could be the AOP's coming out party. I feel like I'm gonna go AOP in this one.
Interesting.
I feel like I'm gonna go AOP. They're just, and I'm gonna tell you why. I feel like they finally, and again, maybe I'm giving WWE entirely too much credit
probably
with this. It feels like to me, maybe they finally said like, hey, we've got some monsters, let's make it work. And the Bar can afford to take a loss. AOP cannot.
Seeing almost.
Yeah, I know, right?
Vince
Vince is like an inept coach who thinks he's been here for a string quarterback. Yeah.
No kidding.
Pretty much, yeah.
No kidding.
But then again, Vince also, but on the flip side of that same token, as much as we can find that, Vince has more Super Bowl rings than it would be the equivalent. He's got more rings than any other coach, so you find yourself shaking your head, but eventually he gets some kind of success. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, as much as I don't like the direction of it, he's doing something right. Or he did at one point.
Yeah. Just be patient. The day's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got the bar. They got Big Show in their corner, and
He's gonna do something. He's gonna do something.
Drake Maverick's gonna die.
Yeah, something funny's gonna happen to Drake Maverick.
But
at the hands of the Big Show.
I think unless there's some big distraction, I think Big Show's gonna end up like knocking one of them out, kind of like he has been on SmackDown with things. So that's what I'm gonna go with because that's just seems likely to me. All right, so we got the women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match with Alexa Bliss's team of Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina, Natalya, and Ruby Riott, because that's going to work out, versus Team SmackDown, which is Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and someone. They still haven't announced, too.
Yeah.
Charlotte got taken out of it, obviously, to do something else, so they just didn't announce a replacement yet.
Well, who do you think the replacement's going to be first of all?
Well, the only name that comes to mind that's not already on the card is, well, it might be Mandy Rose. She was ticked that she wasn't on it. They might just go ahead and put her on it.
They could do that. I could also see Lana. I could also see maybe Shayna Baszler making her main roster debut.
But she's already got a match. That'd be weird. I guess it's possible.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, if she loses her title, maybe. I mean,
well, that could be a thing. She loses, and then we're like, oh my god, Shayna Baszler, you know.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
Yeah,
other than that, I mean, they, to my knowledge, they've got Lana or Mandy Rose or Selena Vega. I think that's the whole women's roster.
Yeah.
Basically, right there.
I'm going to go with Team SmackDown this one. I feel like, even though like you do have a nice bunch of intermingling of heroines and villainesses on Team SmackDown, a lot more of them have beef with one another on Team Raw compared to SmackDown. I feel like Team Raw is going to implode, allowing for
just Natalya and Ruby Riott alone is going to be enough to
allowing for a Team SmackDown win.
Dang it, I'm going to go with Team Raw on that, actually.
Okay.
Not to... just to be different, but I suddenly realized who's on Team Raw. Nia Jax is on Team Raw. Nia Jax is fighting Ronda Rousey next.
True.
Nia Jax will be like the last woman standing, or her and Tamina, to create that. Well, look at them, they're unstoppable. They took out all of SmackDown.
Right.
Yep, that's what I'm going with. Calling it.
I don't think we've agreed on anything yet.
No. Yeah, see? All you people who say I just nod along the whole time. We do have our own opinions, all right?
Let's see what these here fans have to say. Fans, like... We're having a Becky evening. Let's go win. I agree at least with Daniel or on Asuka. Didn't the teams implode last year too? Yes. Yes. I would like to see one...
He will rethink his life choice.
What's it?
Why?
Yeah. All right.
I mean, maybe there's going to be consequences for what Nia did. Maybe not.
We'll see. I mean, I could see them going, damn it, you hurt her, you know, but... all right, well, let's get to the next match. I believe I can fly.
The men 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match.
Team Raw.
Ziggler,
McIntyre,
Strowman,
Finn Balor,
and Bobby Lashley.
With Baron Corbin and Leo Rush versus The Miz, Shane McMahon, the best wrestler in the world, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. I'm going with Team Raw on this one. There's no stopping that team. There might be a little implosion with, with Baron Corbin and Strowman and all that.
Maybe,
but
he promised he wouldn't.
But when you have the best wrestler in the world, Shane McMahon, on the other side of things, I mean, shit, man, how you gonna, compete with that shit? I think be some kind of there'll be some kind of shenanigans where I see Shane and Miz like standing tall at the end of it. Further kind of establishing Shane in the villainous direction, and then the Miz giving him more bragging rights.
So wait, are you going for SmackDown or Raw?
I'm on SmackDown this one. Did I say Raw earlier?
You did.
I meant to say Team SmackDown. I feel like Team SmackDown's going to win this one.
I'm going to go with Raw. Strowman's in there. I don't think Strowman's going to win.
I think they might creatively figure out a way to make him a non-factor.
You mean the 5 finishers in a row thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, I mean, like, boom, 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 there. That'll be enough to take you out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm going to go with Raw. We'll go with Strowman on this. I have hope. Strowman's still going to be a thing. Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan.
Brock Lesnar!
Universal Champion. That's a belt.
If it would have been, going back to like what I said earlier, if we knew, if it would have still been AJ,
yeah,
I would have really went with my heart, not my head, and said, you know what? Lesnar likes AJ. Lesnar got excited to wrestle AJ last year, and Brock Lesnar does not get excited to do anything.
Lesnar walked out with a limp, visibly hurt after fighting AJ. I mean, that don't happen either.
He wanted, Lesnar wanted to do something with AJ, and Lesnar doesn't want to do anything wrestling ever anymore.
Yeah.
If there ever could have been a way for him to go, hey, I'll give one up, it would have been AJ. Mm-hmm. Now that it's Daniel Bryan, first of all, I'm going to be terrified watching this match that Daniel Bryan dies. It's like a curse, him being, the WWE champion and then him holding a championship and then something happening to him. But there's no way that Lesnar is losing to Bryan. Possibly some AJ shenanigans as well, like, hey, motherfucker. We got some more. Okay, on the moment, Shane Bryan, Stephanie Harrison. I don't know about that, but don't forget. No, that's music. Yes, Eric. Possibly. I could also see Corbin maybe like being a dickhead to Strowman, and that being how they creatively get rid of him. And then maybe kind of, I'm not going to say Stephanie will turn into a heroine on this one, but, I could see like Corbin's ego gets in the way, it costs Team Raw, and then eventually Stephanie goes like, you're going to be punished by having to wrestle Braun! Something like that could happen.
I think Bryan's going to get destroyed.
Yeah, he'll get
destroyed. The thing.
Yeah.
I would lean towards that more than the no contest thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that, I don't know.
They're not gonna let a Brock Lesnar match on pay-per-view go to a no contest.
Yeah, I guess they could, but I don't think they will. I think you're giving them way too much credit to try to make Daniel look good or whatever, or worry about that. I think.
Right.
I mean, it's Brock Lesnar. He transcends logic and things, so it doesn't matter. He could be murdered by Brock Lesnar, and it does nothing to his credibility against anybody else, just because it's the way Brock Lesnar works.
Exactly.
So it's weird how they group this in Wikipedia, but anyway, Seth
we're
Rollins,
all over the place. It's an all over the place episode. It's an all over the place type of episode.
Because, the Intercontinental Championship is apparently more important in this. Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Rollins.
Oh, sorry, why did I say Intercontinental? It's the mid-card titles fighting each other. I'm
going Rollins in this one. I'd love to see Shinsuke come out on top, but
I'm going to...
I feel like big things are in store for Rollins. Yeah. The only way I could see Rollins going down is shenanigans from Ambrose. But I mean, whenever I talk about, all the shenanigans I'm seeing in my head, they're not gonna go completely Vince Russo on this and just have a bunch of run-ins.
Because it's just a bragging rights thing anyway,
yeah.
for the most part.
Maybe a couple, but,
Yeah.
I feel like there would probably... I'm still going with Rollins, even though I don't think in both the title, the singles champion one-on-one matches they're going to have. If AJ runs in on
the Bryan
match, then they won't have it here, and vice versa. But maybe like afterwards, a beatdown or something with they're going to do something to work Ambrose into this somehow. Maybe if he doesn't directly have an influence on the outcome.
As all over the places we were, I don't know if we actually officially said what we thought was going to happen in the Lesnar-Bryan match.
I'm going Lesnar. Well, I think we said Brock Lesnar I think we did simultaneously. I took that as us meaning it.
Just in case you missed that, Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
As far as the mid-card one goes, I'm actually going to go with Nakamura. It's more heart than head. I want him to win, but also I think that will be where Ambrose would cost him the match, just because that's the big story thing. And if there was going to be a run-in, that would be where I'd see the run-in. Nakamura because Dean. I agree with you on this one.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that story, Daniel. Yeah, it is what it is. I told Vince McMahon no. I mean, he had a brief comeback that was very forgettable. A lot of people forget about that, but yeah, he came back in like 2013. RVD.
Vince is the weird kind. Sometimes holds
grudges.
Sometimes
he likes you to stand up to him, and then sometimes he's like, no, you do what you're told. It's kind of like I would hate working for Vince because he's such a hard guy to get a read on.
Yeah. Yep.
And then there's and then finally the last match.
Yes, which should have been Rousey versus Becky Lynch, but
Rousey versus Charlotte.
Becky Lynch handpicked her replacement, Charlotte Flair. And in Becky's mind, the only person that could stand a chance, maybe, besides her, would be the person she just went to war with. So, makes sense, logically.
I feel like this is going to be Ronda's best match, and I feel like she'll win.
I feel like it would have been Ronda's best match either way.
Yeah.
Yes. I do feel like she'll win.
It's still going to be. But yeah, they're not gonna let Ronda have a pinfall loss. Not now.
No,
not after we got something taken away, and if they're smart, which who knows where they're gonna go with that. There's big money in Becky and Ronda, especially if Ronda has yet to take a loss.
If it goes on as the main event, Ronda will definitely win. If it goes on somewhere weirdly in the middle of the card, I could see, especially if they do the women's 5-on-5 first, I could see Nia and Tamina just running in and beating the snot out of Rousey in case they don't want to give Charlotte a loss to Rousey right now. If they want to wait or something,
I don't see...
that would be lame, but if any match was going to go to a no contest, I'd see it being that one and being
protect Rousey and then continue
and advance the Nia storyline with Tamina because Tamina's her lackey. So. But and they can murder Charlotte too. That way they just look like monsters murdering everyone. So anyway, there's a few more comments and I haven't been reading them.
Yeah, I don't see that happening, but you never know with Vince McMahon. Yeah, it looked pretty gnarly. Hats off Triple H for finishing that match, though.
Yeah,
so...
The only wrestler in the company that would be allowed to keep competing when that injury popped up.
Yeah. So I think we only agree on 2.
Buddy Murphy and Lesnar?
Oh, and, you're going with no contest with, are you going with Rousey?
No, I'm going to go with Rousey.
So Rousey, Lesnar, and Buddy Murphy. So you're on 3. I almost don't count the fucking Cruiserweight title match just because...
That's fair. That's fair.
But, yeah, it is. It is. So
3 out of 8.
if only we were doing punishments like those other YouTube channels.
I'll tell you what, it'd be an intense one this time. Usually it'd be like,
Usually it's just pretty much like, we tied! Jazz hands! But, yeah.
Yeah, in a nutshell, that's all the main stuff.
It was
obviously check out War Games because you really can't lose with NXT.
No. No. Makes me really, really wish, that I wish I could go to both.
Yes.
Takeover and MSG. I wish like one was in the afternoon and the other.
Yeah.
But this is war, and
Yep.
But either way, it's I'm looking more forward to Takeover than Survivor Series, but that's just pay-per-views at this point. Like, oh, there's Takeover, I'll watch that.
Yeah, I mean that's almost an automatic always. I mean, it doesn't hurt that like the only match that everybody was talking about, even though there were only 2 weeks of hype, was Becky and Ronda,
and that's not happening.
and that's not happening.
But like.
Although,
and obviously not sliding them, but like for me, it was just kind of like oh my God, is AJ gonna get since Lesnar came back, the only like Lesnar match where I like truly believed somebody was gonna beat him was against AJ, and I'm not slighting. Actually, maybe I am, but I think he would want me to continue having the same opinions despite his illness. I didn't care about Roman and Lesnar at any pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's fair.
So. I didn't care enough to have an opinion,
Yeah.
So I was excited to see like, well, are we going to see the unthinkable? Are we going to see AJ get one over on Lesnar? And since not only we're not getting that, but in a good way, but then we're not getting Becky in a bad way. I went from like a solid 8.5 to 9 on the excitement level to like a 5,
which is weird because
I considered calling into work to watch Survivor Series 2 weeks ago, and now it's just kind of those. I'll get to it tomorrow, or I'll get to it when I get off work.
It's really weird to me, like just out of nowhere because of circumstances and changes of plans. We suddenly have first time ever Rousey versus Charlotte Flair, which people thought was going to happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I remember saying that. Yeah,
it's just kind of happening. And
well,
then,
but like a month ago, I was saying
versus Daniel Bryan.
A month ago, I was saying that if there's a women's match worthy of the main event WrestleMania, it would be Rousey and Asuka before they ruined Asuka, or Rousey and Charlotte. Now I'm saying there is only one main event for WrestleMania right now, and that's Becky and Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
So,
also.
Unless they like Michaels comes out of retirement to have some match with Daniel Bryan, in which case, obviously no knock on Becky because she's the man, but yeah, kind of would be not so much. It shouldn't be the main event in terms of hype, but like what match could follow that.
Yeah,
but still.
Also, random.
There is one match. Like, if things go the way they are right now, there is one match that can main event WrestleMania, in my opinion, now, and that's Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch.
Also, on the hey, this match is happening with no real build. I mean, Rollins versus Nakamura.
Oh yeah, that's going
to
be phenomenal.
Great. I mean, and Rollins is so distracted, we're not even talking about that.
Yeah.
Dean. So
yeah. That's pretty much it.
Anyway.
Yeah. Let's see. Any more fan comments?
I imagine.
Fans love it, yes. Yeah, I agree. Her place is I'm just saying that in general, just from I don't know if Rousey could carry the wrestling match itself, even with Becky's help, to overcome something like Bryan and Michaels. But we don't even know if Michaels is going to wrestle again. He may have just took the paycheck and ran.
Right.
Who knows?
They're going to have to work awful hard to build some other woman up. If fickle as the fans may be, they're going to have to work pretty hard to get them behind somebody else.
I really hope that Strong doesn't leave the Undisputed Era, because I really want them to come in as a 4-man package deal on the main roster.
I feel like Strong is better off with them.
Because he has I'm a Roderick Strong fan through and through. He has no charisma. I remember watching, this is when Ring of Honor first went to Sinclair. They were doing like on one of the first episodes, they were hyping up, the Roderick Strong, Davey Richards feud. And Davey also not really a strong mic work guy, but when he kind of talks about his real passion for wrestling, you could buy into him a little bit. And he was talking about how him being Ring of Honor champion represents that he's the best in the world. And he wants, by continuing to win, it proves that he's,
Right.
the best. And then they cut to Roderick Strong's comments about being the ROH champion just means I'm the best, because it means I'm the shit. And then, it means I'm always the man. I'm always used to being the best. And, helps me get laid with all the girls out there when you're the best, which, and the most important thing about being ROH champ is it's going to make Davey Richards mad. My favorite hobby. All those were things he actually said.
Awesome for WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen The Rock or Austin wrestle in person, so there will be the part of me that's sitting right here going, oh, it should be Becky and Rousey. It should be AJ and Rey Mysterio. It should be Daniel Bryan and Shawn Michaels. But you're going to see me at my chair, if they did that, at, MetLife Stadium going, yay, Rock! Yay, Stone Cold! Because I've never seen him wrestle in person, either one of them. So.
I have bad news for you. Did you see the main event at Crown Jewel?
Yeah.
It'll be as sad as that. Survivor Series! I like it!
Is Vince Russo in charge of that? Is Vince Russo in charge of that?
Trying to give it to
Everybody gets one. Bro, Survivor Series. Bro. But yeah, going back to Roderick Strong, he literally was saying, I want to be the champion because it'll get me laid. It'll make Davey Richards mad, which is my favorite hobby. It's in that moment I knew it was great. In the ring, 9, 10. He's a small guy that does a power style and it looks believable.
I'm watching break people's spines.
On the mic, on a good day, he's a 2.5.
Yeah.
Even at a recent
takeover.
takeover.
This is why wrestling managers exist.
This is why there are stables, which he should never leave Undisputed Era because he needs those guys. Because as a group, they bump his charisma up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I hope they come in as a package deal because I'd love, which it won't happen because they fucked up everything else.
Hey, Sanity came in as a package deal.
Yeah, I'd love to see them come in and just
kind
fuck some serious shit up on the main roster when they debuted, but, I also wanted to see Asuka still be undefeated right now, getting ready to challenge Ronda Rousey. I'd like to see a glorious Bobby Roode right now being a dick, and, there's a lot. I'd like to see the Revival as a, serious tag title, contender, reestablishing the greatness of tag team wrestling in the WWE. I want to see all those things. You know how many of them I got to see? This many. And that was, I just saw in there how bad that looks, so somebody's going to make a GIF and do something very rude with this. Anyway, yeah. There. Well, I like both Angelina and Richards. I know a lot of people don't like Davey, but Richards always been a pretty cool guy every time I've talked to him. He used to wrestle at a local promotion on the regular, because he's from St. Louis, which we're close to, so he lived in St. Louis, so that was always pretty cool. That he got to be part of, a regular part of a local promotion for us. But anyway, I believe that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this show, please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, check out the other content, not just from the world of pro wrestling, but from comic books, gaming, anime, all things geek culture. And go like my Facebook page, facebook.com/athleticgeek89 for more content. Follow me on Twitter at athletic_geek89. Jedi has no social media because, much like Heath Slater, he's got kids and he ain't got time for all that shit. But, yeah, enjoy Survivor Series, enjoy TakeOver. For Jason Kruger, I'm the Athletic Geek. We're just two marks. We're out. Later. Bye, guys.